the Sabbath days set aside for? There's one word I'm looking for. To do what? Praise is a good one, but the word I was looking for was to thank God, right? That's the one I was looking for. But praise is good. But some of the high holy days that we have are extended days. You got one day or possibly 2 days that's a Sabbath. Then you got days in between that still commemorates the event that took place in the past, like the days we coming out of right now, which is Hanukkah, right? How many days? Of what? Did you have joy? Did you have gladness? Did you have joy? Did you have gladness? I should get more of a clap than that, you know. So here's how it works. Here's how it works. You start off the first day of thanking God for the event. Okay, the commemoration of what took place back then, right? With the understanding on why we celebrate these days. And then in the time that we're living in, you go ahead and you celebrate. Then you come back to thank God after having all that fun, right? That good time. You come back and you thank God again for having that day, for doing what he did for our people on that day. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Is that the right spirit to be in? Huh? You sure? Is that the right spirit to be in? Is that something that we supposed to be taking lightly? Huh? Is that something we supposed to be taking lightly? Now, how we supposed to take it? How we supposed to take the Sabbaths? Very seriously. It's something that the apostle and chief high priest Rehoboam stated, that is always stated when we talking about the Sabbath, that this is our highest high holy day. Okay, that's why you need to be in the truth, because nobody know that. You got so-called Jew talking about the holiest day of the year is Yom Kippur, and they know they eating eggs. They know they. Okay, they call it the holiest day of the year, but yet they eating matzahs. But the holiest day comes around for us every week, and it's the Sabbath day. Do everybody understand that? And we're not supposed to look at this day because it frequents us. We frequent it by it. We're not supposed to look at this day as if it's an insignificant day, because we see it every seventh day, because we became accustomed to keeping it every seventh day. We can't allow ourselves to get comfortable with the law of God. Do everybody understand that? Everybody got that? Why we can't allow ourselves to get comfortable with the law of God? What I mean by get comfortable with the law of God? Not to be diligent in the observance of it. The Sabbath becoming like a Sunday. You know what I mean by that? What I mean by that is the world considers the Sundays to be their holy day, right? Right? Only for them, 11 to 12. Only for the amount of time that they spend in church, right? Right? You can't allow the Sabbath day to become that type of day, because if you allow the Sabbath day to become that type of day, if you allow any law that God gave you to become that type of law where you're not really observing that law, you recognize it, but you're not really observing it, then you're doomed. See, Hanukkah in all our high holy days is about reminding us of how we used to be. And when we know that we don't measure up to what we used to be like, to inspire us to be the way we used to be. That's what our high holy days is all about. Why are we still commemorating these days? It's not just to forget God, because we got the Sabbath day every seventh day. Okay, you can't forget God. That's when he brought everything into existence and said, come before me and say thank you. So you can't forget him. So what's going on with the rest of these days? The rest of these days is reminding us of something. That's why all these days is surrounded, all our high holy days is surrounded by some glorious event. It's to remind us of how we used to be. It's to remind our nation of what it really means to be an Israelite. It's to give us understanding on what God is talking about when he said he's looking for the true worshipers. See, we can't forget that we have a history. And our history is magnificent. We can't forget that there has been excellent men and women in our history. That makes up what we call our Bible. The acts of these men and these women. The lives of these men and these women and how they worship God. That's what makes up our Bible. And all of that is how we used to be. And what we're supposed to be asking ourselves is, am I like that today? Because if this is the history of my nation, this is what God is looking for. For me to understand what devotion is, that's what my Bible is for. For me to understand what dedication is, that's what my Bible is for. Do you understand what I'm saying? For me to understand what being diligent is, that's what my Bible is for. These are stories, within my Bible is stories of men and women that were devoted to God. And these men and women are the men and women that was accepted by God. And it's to remind us this is what God is looking for. Right? Huh? Why do we have the Sabbath day? Why do we have a law? Why do we have any laws? Why do we have thou shalt not commit adultery? Why do we have thou shalt not steal? Why do we have thou shalt not covet? Why do we have all these laws? Huh? Why do we have Hanukkah? Why do we have Passover? Why do we have the Sabbath day? Why do we have Purim? Why do we have memorial blowing of the trumpet? Why do we have all of these laws? Let's look at the book of St. John chapter 4, verse 24. St. John chapter 4, verse 24. For those of you that don't know, I'm about to take it from here. That's what I'm about to do. I'm taking it from here. Okay? Don't expect nothing else to happen but besides me to take it from here. Okay? I'm taking it from here. Give me the book of St. John chapter 4, verse 24 and read that for me, please.
God is a spirit.
Read it one more time.
God is a spirit.
Who is God? Who is God? Who is God? This is talking about God the Father. Who is God? Our Father. Okay, identify. Relate. Put yourself in the story. Who is God? I want to hear everybody. Who is God? Who is God? And our Father is a spirit. Our Father is the eternal. He's the eternal spirit. He is the supreme being. He's the creator of all spirits. Everything about our Father is spiritual. In order for us to connect with our Father, it ain't going to be in this flesh. So guess what? Guess what? No, we're going to find out most of the things that we worried about ain't really making a connection with God the Father. Because it's pertaining to the flesh. See, our Father is the spirit. So that means the things that he's looking at is all spiritual. God is a spirit. Read on.
And they that worship him.
How many of y'all here to worship God the Father? How many of y'all here worship God the Father? What is his name? Okay, Alvin Nauer. Very good. Very good. Our Father. That's what he's called. Right. We here to give praise and honor to our Father through Jesus Christ, the Almighty Yahweh, right? He's telling us about our Father, right? He's teaching us about our Father, right? Who's the one that's making these statements about our Father?
Jesus Christ.
Huh?
Jesus Christ.
Who's the one that's telling us that our Father is a spirit?
Jesus Christ.
Who's the one that's telling us how to worship our Father? Read it one more time.
God is the Spirit.
Read on.
And they that worship him
Read on.
must.
What?
Must.
What?
Must.
Come on.
Worship him.
Come on.
In spirit.
In what?
In spirit.
Read on.
And in truth.
Must worship him in spirit and in truth. So to worship God the Father, you got to be spiritual and you got to be in the truth. If you're not in the truth, you're going to fall far short of worshiping God the Father. If you're not in spirit, you could be in truth or in the truth, or you probably think you are, and you're not in spirit, then you fall far short of worshiping God the Father. You got plenty of people in the truth that's not in spirit. Unless they say they're in the truth, but yet they're not in spirit. Christ said, the words I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life. And he also says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy words is truth. So it's synonymous. The words that he speak unto you and what's going to sanctify you, all that is the truth.